GOP Congressman Mike Kelly sits on the House Ways and Means Committee. They write the tax bills. He joins us now to react. Good morning, Congressman. And I wonder, how do you get this passed when you have not just this wall of obstruction from Democrats, but you have many in the media saying this is just a giveaway, it's a scam?
Well, listen, I think this is usual suspects, right? And I'm always intrigued how people who haven't even read any of the plan yet are so critical of it and get out there and make statements like that. It's really not fair to the American people because, you know, and I think what most Americans want is to be treated fairly. That's all they're looking for. And for somebody to get out early and trash a plan that really they haven't even read all the content of it is, to me, is deplorable. So I'm one of those Irish loudmouths that's out there, Irish American loudmouth that's saying, you know what, why don't you wait till you see what's actually in the plan before you start trashing it? Let's make sure that the American people understand, look, it's not a Republican plan or a Democrat plan that's going to save them. It's a plan coming out of the Congress that treats American, hardworking American taxpayers fairly. Isn't that the whole object?
Well, you're just owning it. There are a lot of specifics, though, in this tax plan that we just don't know about, as you're referring to, like how the brackets are going to break down, for example. Why has it been so secretive? Why don't we know more about what ultimately will be in this plan?
Well, I don't know that with so much that we need to know exactly everything that's in the plan right now. Now, we're going to be rolling it out for a markup pretty soon, and there'll be all kind of discussion then. But, you know, in the last 6 years, through Chairman Dave Camp, through Chairman Paul Ryan, now through Chairman Kevin Brady, we have had over 40 public hearings where all the members of Ways and Means have listened to the American people, whether it be at the corporate level or the individual level, to get from them what is the most important thing in tax reform. Tax cuts. The President has talked very clearly. Tax cuts, the largest tax cuts in American history. And over the last 30 years, we're attempting to make sure that Americans have more take-home pay and we can compete globally in a very competitive market. So what could possibly be wrong with that? So I would just say to all those folks that are trashing it, hey, wait till you hear the details before you start throwing it under the bus.
Sure, and our viewers want to know the details. A lot of people who voted for President Trump are wondering where's the tax cut. And the president has said, look, the goal is by the end of the year, and we keep hearing, well, this may slip to February, March of next year. Is that acceptable to you as a member of the Ways and Means Committee, or are you still promising the American people this is going to get done by the end of the year?
Here's what I will promise the American people. The Ways and Means Committee is going to be rolling out tax cuts, the largest tax cuts in our history, coming up very soon. We'll be talking about it this week and the week after. We will get something through the House of Representatives that makes sense to the American people. Where it goes from there depends on where the Senate comes in, and then the White House, of course, will have the final say. But I have so much faith in President Trump and making sure that middle income and lower income people look at this tax plan and say, you know what, I have more money in my pocket today than I had before. We keep American jobs here in America, and we grow our economy. The answer to everything is a dynamic and robust economy that takes care of all our American citizens and makes sure that we can compete all over the world for these jobs.
Yeah. Quickly, do you think you will get any Democrats on board with this in the end?
Do you know what? Honestly, Abby, in the environment that we're in now, I think the whole deal is to try and make the other side look bad rather than make it look what's good for the American people. And I think if we could pivot to that, both sides of the aisle, by the way, stop criticizing each other and do what's right for the American people, that's a win. That's a win for every single one of us.
Imagine that. We'll see.
Congressman Kelly, thank you so much.
Hillary
Thank you
Clinton,
so much. Have a great Sunday.